House of the Dragon returned this week with some stomach-churning shots from the opening moments of the second installment titled The Rogue Prince. Viewers watched as small crabs feasted off corpses with some victims still alive as the creatures crawled over them. The grisly scenes were the doing of a person known as the Crabfeeder. Express.co.uk takes a look at this new character and how he fits into Westeros. Warning: this article contains major spoilers from Fire and Blood and House of the Dragon. Spoilers. Who is the Crabfeeder? In House of the Dragon, Prince Daemon, played by Matt Smith, and Corlys the Sea Snake Valerian, Steve Toussaint, formed an alliance to take down the Crabfeeder. The Crabfeeder was the nickname of Mirish Prince, Admiral Krog Hostrihar, who was known by this moniker for sending his enemies to their deaths by nailing them to posts in the sea for the crabs to feast on their flesh. He served the Triarchy, also known as the Three Daughters, an alliance between Lys, Myr and Tyrosh, who took over the Stepstones. The Stepstones were a group of islands in the Narrow Sea near Dorne, and they were inhabited by pirates and outlaws. How to watch Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon in the UK, US and abroad. Game of Thrones, House of the Dragon is the first spin-off series from HBO set in George R.R. Martin's epic fantasy world of Westeros. The new TV show is set hundreds of years before the events of Game of Thrones and sets its sight on the Targaryen dynasty. Looking to watch House of the Dragon in the UK, US or abroad? Here's how you can watch it wherever you are. However, the Crabfeeder executed many of these pirates, which initially the Lords of Westeros were quite pleased about. The Lords were willing to pay the Crabfeeder and the Triarchy a toll for safe passage every time they went through or near the Stepstones. Over time, Kroghos and his cohorts became greedier, driving up the price of the toll, which was hitting Corlys the hardest given the sea snake. To make matters, Lys was said to seek more than just money and even took women, girls and boys to serve as prostitutes and entertainers as part of their toll from the passing ships. This led Daemon and Corlys to formulate their plan to take down the Crabfeeder, and in doing so carve out a piece of land for themselves and a legacy. Both men were still bitter after they were passed over for the crown and wanted something they could claim as their own. Daemon and Corlys attacked the Triarchy in 106 AC, after the conquest, with war for the Stepstones taking place over the following 2 years. During this time, the Crabfeeder and the Triarchy lost many battles to the combined forces of Corlys and Daemon. Finally, the Crabfeeder took Daemon on in hand-to-hand single combat with the Targaryen prince, decapitating his foe using his Valyrian steel longsword Dark Sister. Daemon declared himself king of the Stepstones and the Narrow Sea, with Corlys putting a crown on his head. Viserys, Paddy Considine, was happy to let his brother continue with his petty kingdom and waging war, feeling it kept Daemon out of trouble while he ruled over the Seven Kingdoms. The king even funded Daemon and Corlys' war for the Stepstones as he sired more possible heirs and focused on Westeros. But the victory over the Stepstones would be short-lived, with a Tyroshi captain called Racalia Rindun replacing the Crabfeeder as its commander. To make matters worse, Dorne joined the Triarchy, despite technically being part of the Seven Kingdoms, and there was more fighting. Daemon remained the king of the Stepstones and the Narrow Sea, and eventually returned from his exile from Westeros to reconcile with his brother Viserys. The two siblings made it up, and Daemon would resume his place at court and as part of the council. House of the Dragon airs on HBO on Sundays and Sky Atlantic on Mondays and streams on Now.